Most families try to hide their drama, but for the royals, just about everything gets out at some point. From lingering anger over Megxit to bitterness over a military uniform, here's everything we know about the feud between Prince Harry and King Charles III. While one can argue that Prince Harry and King Charles's relationship first went awry when Charles had been unfaithful to his mother, their actual feud seems to have started when Harry announced his plans to step back from his royal duties. The palace refused to let Harry become a part-time royal, so to speak, and an argument ensued. While Prince Harry and King Charles have plenty in common, the two couldn't see eye to eye on Harry's decision to move overseas with his wife Meghan Markle. In the Harry and Meghan Netflix docuseries, Harry detailed the argument in 2020 that put him and his father at odds. He claimed that, while meeting with senior members of the royal family to discuss his and Meghan's future plans, they came at him with guns blazing. Harry said in the docuseries, "Once I got there, I was given 5 options, 1 being all in, no change, 5 being all out.
I chose option 3 in the meeting, half in, half out."
It turns out that neither Charles nor Prince William were happy with this proposal, and a nasty fight erupted. Harry said in the docuseries,
"It was terrifying to have my brother scream and shout at me, and my father say things that just simply weren't true, and my grandmother, quietly sit there and sort of take it all in."
During Harry and Meghan's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, Harry not only revealed things that made the royal family look pretty bad, but he also shared that his father was giving him the silent treatment. The revelation came after Harry and Meghan told Winfrey that the monarchy failed to support them while the British tabloids were tearing them apart. Harry claimed that he continued to seek his father's support, but Charles failed to give it to him. Harry told Oprah that his dad stopped taking his calls, but added,
"I will always love him, but there's a lot of hurt that's happened."
Cue more drama. Charles's failure to pick up the phone when Harry called was addressed once again in Robert Jobson's book, Our King, Charles III, The Man and the Monarch Revealed. The book details what allegedly happened behind the scenes. Jobson claimed that Harry discussed his concerns with Queen Elizabeth II first, but that she preferred he and Charles sort things out between the two of them instead of using her as the middle person. Jobson claimed in the book, Charles stopped taking Harry's calls after his son swore at him and repeatedly asked for funds. When the Queen asked Charles why he hadn't given in, he told her that he wasn't a bank. When Prince Harry returned to the UK for Prince Philip's funeral in 2021, he tried to make peace with Prince William and King Charles, but to no avail. In his memoir Spare, Harry detailed the reunion and explained that it turned into another argument, even though he tried everything in his power not to let it become one. Harry wrote, "I quickly discovered that it wasn't up to me. Pa and Willie had their parts to play, and they'd come ready for a fight." Harry claimed that he wanted to use the opportunity to explain his decision to move to California to his brother and father, but that he never really got the chance to do it during the encounter. He recalled in the book, "I tried to explain my side of things. I wasn't at my best. For starters, I was still nervous, fighting to keep my emotions in check while also striving to be succinct and precise. Alas, the family meeting turned into another squabble." Harry wrote, "It got so heated that Pa raised his hands. Enough. He stood between us, looking up at our flushed faces. Please, boys, don't make my final years a misery." And so the feud between father and son continued. Few can forget the drama surrounding Prince Harry's military uniform that unfolded during Queen Elizabeth's funeral proceedings in 2022. Because Harry was no longer a working member of the royal family, King Charles refused to allow his son to wear his military uniform to the funeral. However, Prince Andrew, who was also no longer a working member of the royal family due to his controversial friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, was allowed to wear his military uniform at the Queen's final vigil. Royal biographer Christopher Anderson told Us Weekly that Charles's decision was to be expected. Anderson said, "It was what the Queen wanted, and I think Charles wanted to make sure that those wishes were fulfilled." Commentator Shola Mas Shagbamimu, however, heavily criticized the decision, telling Newsweek, "It's deplorable double standards here. This is my point about the royal family being totally tone-deaf and not reading the room, as well as sending the wrong message." Whether it was because of conversations with Harry behind the scenes or the media backlash, Charles eventually went back on his decision and allowed Harry to wear his military uniform to the Queen's vigil. The damage, however, was already done, and the incident likely didn't do Harry and Charles's already strained relationship any favors. When it comes to feuds within the royal family, accusations are plenty and apologies are few. At least, that's what Prince Harry alleged in his and Meghan's Netflix docuseries. While Harry detailed the encounter he had with his father and brother after Prince Philip's funeral in his memoir Spare, the prince hinted at the unsuccessful reunion in the docuseries. Harry claimed that his brother and father simply could not seem to understand that he had valid reasons for leaving the royal family behind. While none of them exactly wanted to talk about Harry's departure at Philip's funeral, they still attempted to discuss it, but with no success. Harry said, "It was hard, especially spending time having chats with my brother and my father, who just were very much focused on the same misinterpretation of the whole situation."
I've had to make peace with the fact that probably never going to get genuine accountability or a genuine apology.
Harry added that he was done waiting for one too. He said in the docuseries, "My wife and I, we're moving on. We're focused on what's coming next." While doing interviews to promote his memoir Spare, Harry also made an appearance in a 90-minute ITV special where he shared some of the royal family drama with Tom Bradby. During the program, Harry told Bradby,
"And I sit here now in front of you asking for a family, not an institution."
He went on to add that he wanted to rekindle his relationship with his brother and father. However, the prince hinted that a reunion was not in the cards when he said, "They feel as though it is better to keep Meghan and I somehow as the villains. They have shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile." While it wasn't clear exactly who they were, it might be safe to assume that Harry was referring to Prince William and King Charles, since he was discussing his strained relationship with them in the interview. When he made an appearance on 60 Minutes, Harry brought up the lack of support he and Meghan received from the royal family, even though plenty of support was provided to other members by feeding stories to the press. Harry said, "So when we're being told for the last 6 years, we can't put a statement out to protect you, but you do it for other members of the family, there becomes a point when silence is betrayal." He added that attempts to solve this problem privately proved futile. When Prince Harry's memoir Spare finally hit shelves, it spawned plenty of headlines, and apparently some of those bombshells upset King Charles, specifically those about his wife, Queen Camilla. In his memoir, Harry revealed that he and Prince William didn't want their father to marry Camilla after their mother's death, and that they begged him not to go through with the nuptials. An anonymous source told Us Weekly that the king was none too pleased with Harry's mentions of Camilla in his book. The source claimed, "Charles is distraught. He's angry and outraged that Harry's aired so many embarrassing and damaging assertions. And it's put him in a terrible position with Camilla, of course, now that she's been dragged into the equation. That's really crossed the line in more ways than one." Harry describing Camilla as dangerous during his appearance on 60 Minutes probably didn't help matters. Harry didn't hold back during this one, claiming that Camilla was willing to do whatever it took to rehabilitate her image in the press after Diana's death. He said there was going to be people or bodies left in the street because of that. Prince Harry did not mince his words in Spare, and even went as far as to reveal that his father sometimes joked that he wasn't really his son. In the book, Harry recalled his mother's affair with James Hewitt. Speculation was rife that Harry was actually Hewitt's son, but Harry clarified that his mother met Hewitt after he was born. Charles, however, liked to crack the occasional joke about Harry's parentage. Harry wrote, "Paul liked telling stories, and he'd always end with a burst of philosophizing. Who knows if I'm really the Prince of Wales? Who knows if I'm even your real father?" He'd laugh and laugh, though it was a remarkably unfunny joke, given the rumors circulating just then that my actual father was Major James Hewitt. Harry went on to explain that the rumors stemmed from Hewitt having the same hair color as him, and called the press sadistic for spreading these rumors. Harry also alleged that, on one occasion, Charles's office fed stories about William and Princess Catherine to the press in exchange for positive stories about him and Camilla. Apparently, William was beside himself when he found out, and he confronted Charles with Harry by his side. Charles denied the allegations and called William and Harry paranoid. Hopes for a possible reunion between King Charles and Prince Harry have been dashed on multiple occasions, but Charles's recent cancer diagnosis might just be the thing that finally leads to him and Harry burying the hatchet. Not only did Harry immediately book a flight to the UK after being informed of Charles's diagnosis, but there have also been rumors that the prince is willing to lend his father a helping hand during this time. A source told People that Harry visiting his father was a good sign. While Harry's meeting with Charles was brief, he seemed more positive about their relationship when the media questioned him about the trip. Speaking on Good Morning America after returning to the United States, it appeared that Harry's attitude toward his family had shifted somewhat.
Look, I love my family. The fact that I was able to get on a plane and go and see him and spend any time with him, I'm grateful for that.
Harry also added that he has other trips planned that will take him back to England.
So, I'll stop in and see my family as much as I can.
Is that the sweet sound of a reunion we're hearing in the distance? Can it be? While royal pundits are likely wary of getting their hopes up, we might live to see Harry and Charles make peace.